Alright, here we are with round 1, part 2. Welcome back. When we left off, we had, I believe, Andrew and Joey tied at 7 down, with Tyler 3 strokes back of them and John right on his tail. Andrew back there at 1 down, but that's still not out of it. So here's hole 10. He kind of picked a different position so that it was out of the way of 18. Normally the basket's closer to the creek.
Yeah, this was a real fun hole. It's really, height control. If you pull it up slightly like I do, you're not going to get there. It gives you a putt, but this one you kind of want to be pretty close with.
Yeah, it actually plays longer than it looks on the video. Even in person, it looked closer than it actually was. Yeah, that had me holding my breath as it hopped by the basket there.
That was a great shot by Joey. Yeah, so this is the tight line I'm talking about. Justin, in my opinion, played that perfectly. Not too high, not too low, perfect skip, tap and birdie.
Yeah, that put it right up close to it, too. That was a really good line. Here's John playing that little wider hyzer.
Worked out
worked out great. You don't get a whole lot of skip out of this grass, so that takes the fear of skipping out into the road out a little bit.
Yep.
Lets you get a little more aggressive than you'd think you could with it being that close to the road.
Kind of looked like he had some footing issues on the tee pads. There was a few of them that were a little slick. I kind of, made sure that I was comfortable in a spot on the tee pad every time, so...
Yeah, I'd like to see him rough up those tee pads a little bit more. Some of them are a little slick. They didn't quite brush them as deep as maybe they should have.
Yep.
But I believe they were put in by city officials, not by the club themselves. So we were dealing with people that don't really know disc golf too, I guess.
Gotcha.
That's a good birdie. That had to be 20 feet there. That was a really good putt there.
Yeah, in my opinion, the last thing you want to do is have somebody make a putt longer than you and you're closer and then you miss it. So, you just want to keep pace with everybody, especially entering the back nine. Don't lose too much too quick.
Sometimes I feel a little bit of pressure when everybody's canning these big putts and I have a little 15-footer. All of a sudden it seems a lot longer to me.
Yep. Just stick to your routine, Yeah,
routine
focused.
is important. When the nerves kick in, routine takes over and lets your muscles just do what they're used to doing.
Another start frame here. So that's a good way to start the back nine.
You and Joey just hanging right there with each other, neither one wanting to give any ground if they can help it. Here's hole 11. They really put that OB kind of tight behind it. Otherwise, this is a pretty open hole. I was a little surprised to see everybody going up the big high hyzer, but I guess that's partly because takes more power than I really have to be. It's not a shot I go for.
Yeah, this is probably the normal shot there, throwing straight at it. The thing that worries me is how close that OB is there. And I felt like, with the wind playing in my favor, I can just hang one out there and just let it crash towards the basket. I think everyone else is a little more comfortable with this inside line here, which is, absolutely fine. It's a beautiful shot if you can get something to hold that straight.
Yeah, you do have to watch out if you turn it over a little bit. Those trees on the right there can really block your second shot.
Yep. They can grab you, and Bez got caught up in one there.
Yeah, that just knocked him right down. At least it didn't knock him straight down. He's got a good look from there still.
Yep, he progressed.
Here's Tyler lining up his shot. Another pretty straight shot there. Just right at that tree, let it cut in.
That was a great shot.
Doesn't get much better than that unless it goes in.
Yep.
You're just outside the circle. You can see the blue line, maybe 5 or 6 feet in front of you. Yep. Great putt.
That putt there was definitely a game changer for me. I felt like, I at this point, I felt I wasn't going to miss anything in the circle. And by the time I got to that putt, it was outside the circle. I was really happy. Vez follows suit right behind me.
That was a great putt from John there. Put it right in the center. No worries.
So this is where we had Joey coming out at. So that was for his par. It's a little bit outside to the right.
It gives you an idea how close that OB line is behind. So I see what you mean with the straight shot, giving you a little more glide. It's easier to overshoot it there.
Yep. Tyler with the birdie, and I believe that was for Justin's birdie as well. The baskets just haven't been his best friend today.
Yeah, they've treated him a little rough today.
Joey cleaning up for his bogey.
Checking the wind.
Yeah, like I said, I think we all knew it wasn't going to be enough really to affect anything drastically. It was just, you just wanted to make sure, your height and your disc angle and everything was proper by the time you were getting ready to release it.
Yeah, it's always good to be sure, because if you have it a little nose up in a headwind, you're in trouble. A little nose down in a tailwind can actually get you in trouble too, because it can give you a little bit of lift when you expect a drop.
Yep. So this hole 12, par 4, to me, the shot was straight and let it hyzer out and prepare for my next shot. I felt I did everything perfect in this shot here.
That was
perfect rollout.
About as good as it gets. That was a great shot there. Kind of surprised me. I didn't expect it to go that so far past me.
Vez got caught in some cabbage there early on the trees.
That initial tunnel that you have to throw it through is not an easy tunnel. You and Tyler are both making it look like it's pretty easy to just put one down there, but that's pretty narrow.
This shot here is what really surprised me. I personally would never think of that shot, but if you can get this skip right there to get back in bounds, it can be a great shot.
Yeah, he's in really good position there. That should keep him pretty open to the basket there.
Joey trying the same line, I think. I think it just hyzered out on him a little too soon. So Vez is going to throw a forehand roller here. I think he just wants to get some distance past these trees and possibly settle with the 4.
That is a great roller from there. That'll get him up there, give him a look at least. Yeah. He's a little ways out there, but it's a look at the basket at least. And I think Joey got a little lucky kind of to be in bounds here. And that's a good spot to finish. Looked like that tree put him right there. This is a tough line for Tyler. He's got the trees on the left and that tight little triangle of trees by the basket, but that's really well done.
That was a great shot.
Here's Justin. Similar sidearm line, but doesn't need the flex as much. Perfect. And you're just jump putting. That shows how good that drive was.
Yeah, I threw my rival on it. Felt I couldn't have got any better. Any disc I could have thrown, it possibly even could have just got worse if I would have thrown anything faster. So I thought, like I said, just originally hitting that gap, getting as far down as I can was the play all day.
That's a great way to play it. Looks like you got a pretty easy look for your birdie here.
Yep.
It's a little short for a par 4 typically, but I think that initial tunnel that you got to throw it down through makes it a pretty legitimate par 4 though. I don't see very many people having an easy 2 look on this hole.
Right, yeah, the trees at the end of the fairway definitely, you have to hyzer around those and then somehow flip back over.
Yeah, it makes it a really difficult hole to get to unless you go that hyzer line and really, really put a lot on it.
Yep.
So here we have hole 13. We go from a really long hole to a pretty short one here, but it drops off pretty hard to the creek behind it, so you got to be kind of careful. What did you throw here? Did you go with a putter or was that a mid-range?
Yeah, it was an overstable mid. I just wanted to give it the air and just let it crash left. Anything too low, you just run right into that pine tree that the basket's behind.
Well, I'd almost rather be long of this basket putting back up that hill than having to be looking at that downhill slope as I was running a long putt.
Absolutely, one sails on you. I mean, the creek is back there. You have some room to play, but yeah, if you sail one, you're going to catch that water pretty quick. Joey throwing a really high putter shot here.
Oh, just sliding right under the tree there. That'll give him a good look. We got John. Looks like you guys all went with the high hyzer shot. Was your intention to go all the way around that pine tree, or do you think any of them were trying to cut in short of it and come in the short side?
I think everybody wanted to be past that pine. I know myself, I wasn't absolutely sure how past I wanted to be, past the pine. So this is where I ended up, maybe 25-ish feet. There wasn't too much to think about. The OB was pretty far back there, so I just gave myself a run and knocked it down.
That's a great birdie there. It's a good one to get. It's one you don't want to miss.
Yep, just gotta keep it
We got
rolling.
John from a pretty similar position there.
Yep.
You really have kept it running. If I understand this right, I think the last hole that was not a birdie for you was hole 4.
Wow. Don't know what state of mind I was in. I don't remember. And that's probably the key to the success. Oh, and Tyler has a spit out.
Tyler and Justin both had unfortunate spit outs there. Sometimes those get in my head a little bit when I'm facing a long putt afterwards, too. That was a good putt by Joey.
Yep, right in the heart. I don't think you leave yourself with too much of any risk of having it bounce back. So
yeah,
try to stick as close to the pole as possible.
Exactly. That's the way to go. You don't want to hit off to the side if you can help it. So now you have opened up a 2-stroke lead on Joey, though. You going into hole 14.
Yeah, just wanted to, kind of keep pace with myself, not get ahead of myself, make sure I'm, dialing in every shot and know what I'm doing as opposed to what I want to or what I'd like to do. Just want to be in the know. Through my straight protege ghost, I thought I was going to catch OB, but the grass stopped me pretty well, so I think I might have a look over there.
The ghost is mid-range, correct?
Yeah, it is their mid-range. I bagged 4 of them personally. I got, straight to overstable and flippy. And they ask, or I guess I should say they do everything that I can ask them to. So.
Oh, and he rolled right over that line. That's unfortunate.
The fun fact about it is, the hole we were coming back this way, he went over the OB line in the same area. So, he kind of already knew the landing zone, just playing one this way and one that way.
That is pretty funny. Going OB over the same spot pretty much from each direction. This sidearm play actually is a really good play for this hole. I'm surprised so many people went with it, but again, part of that's probably that I don't have that shot myself, so I was expecting more of the S curve like you threw.
Yep. Yeah, we had the left to right wind, and I was nervous of doing this right here, just letting one air out. I wasn't too sure. We seen the orange flags, we weren't sure, and I was thinking to myself, just throw it straight. The worst you can do is be short. So, here goes Tyler. His forehand died out a little sooner than he expected to.
Oh, good try. There is OB really close behind that basket, so giving this putt a run can real quickly turn into an OB shot. I think that branch might have just barely saved him.
I agree.
So John, ironically, is in the same spot as where Joey went out, but he managed to stay safe. The tree branch kept him from going out of bounds instead of letting him roll out of bounds.
And here's Joey. He's outside the circle, so yeah, solid putt.
Yeah,
right,
that's a good par save. At this point, I think they're watching you and just trying not to let you get too many on them.
Yeah.
Lining up your birdie putt here, and another just big putt like it's nothing.
I was thinking it would have been really funny if I could have found out a way to skip it off the concrete there, and then that wasn't going to happen, so I just went with my normal putt.
That's probably a good idea. That is kind of unusual, having that concrete monument there.
And I was just past it enough to where the top right corner was, I didn't think about it, but I knew it was like, okay, well, if you're just over it, you're going to be perfect. And then I felt if I would have possibly done it low, maybe it would have skipped.
And that could have been a neat one if it had happened. That would have been pretty fun to watch.
Tyler tapping in his par there.
Yep, looks like you were the only birdie on that one, but Joey managed to save his par, so he didn't give one up to the card.
Yep.
But you have 3 on him now.
So this hole is really risk reward to me. So there's a line to the left and a tighter line to the right, but to me it's all you need to do. I just need to throw a stand up hyzer, let it go, and wherever it goes, I can have a shot for my birdie. I guess in certain scenarios, things would change possibly if I need an extra stroke for an eagle or anything like that. But this hole you can really take high numbers on if you're not going to land in bounds properly.
Yeah, this one can be a really dangerous hole.
Joey went for it.
Yep, he was trying to bend one up there, play the big S curve, and get it all the way to it.
And he went way left over there. Seen it finish right in the end of the camera.
Yeah, that's going to leave a pretty long approach shot, but he is safe all the way over there. There's no OB until you get to the road long.
John's following my line, and he hit the tree early.
And this side of the creek, not much in front of you even, becomes OB, so he only gets to move up, about 15 feet?
Just
maybe?
about, yeah, I'd say 15 between 18 feet, somewhere in there.
Now, unfortunately, I thought I was filming all these throws really well from the other side, and then I realized that the camera wasn't recording anything, so I didn't catch any of that. I thought I had done a really good job, too. Our cameras are getting kind of old, so they don't always listen when we tell them to record. You really got to watch that little symbol in the top that tells you.
Yeah. So Justin here, he's just focusing kind of like I was doing. Just make sure you get it across the creek. No reason to add a stroke for, misplay, a yank, a pull, or too high, too low. So this is where you get to advance to. It's basically the same shot. And Vez is going for it. Plays the big S line.
He puts a good line on that. I'm finally awake to the fact that I'm not filming, so we got to see that one finish for a change. That was a really good shot from where he was. Here's Joey throwing his second drive on the hole almost. He really wanted it though. You gotta risk it, I guess.
I think Justin was running that slightly.
Yeah, it's hard when you have to try and curve it around a tree. It's easy to get the branch. A lot of people don't realize you need to apply a little more spin when you need it to turn. If you don't get enough spin, it's just going to kind of flop like his did and fall. You won't get the turn out of it.
Yep. After this hole, me and Tyler talked, and I told him, I was like, I wasn't trying to run that, although it almost went in. And then he said the same thing. He's like, I just wanted to lay up, and it got really close. So we almost got lucky, but I think we like where we're at right now more so than trying to give that an actual run for an eagle.
Yeah, that was a really close run, though. I would have been convinced if you were telling me you were trying to make it. Now, that was a good save by Joey, because that's a dangerous putt with that drop-off behind. He was, just barely inside the circle,
Yeah, I think he was right on 28 feet, and a lot of people, that's the bugaboo spot. That's where you need to learn your consistency at.
For sure.
Justin with a nice putt. I think everyone's well within 10 feet, just more so of a cleanup for everybody.
This one kind of surprised me that it was a par 4, but with the danger around it and the tight line off the tee, it made it a pretty unlikely 2. So I think the 2 would be safe to be called a good eagle, because there's not many of them out there. So here we have hole 16, and we're playing it straight to the creek, so you don't want to come up too long.
Yeah.
It's real easy to go in that creek.
You can, like, you skip and it goes really fast. So here, I mean, I was okay. I'm a little bit short, but if you play it really low, you get a lot of ground play. So everyone's trying more to get through the trees on a higher hyzer to do something like this where it kind of crashes short.
Yeah, you don't want to get a lot of action after it hits the ground because it can just take off on you.
Yeah, there's the path right in between too, and that sends discs really far left as well.
Yeah, Tyler played that a little wider than you would normally like to play it, but he should have a clean look for an easy 3 at least.
So here's the lower, faster line, and he hits the road.
Yeah, he
Almost
hits that path. If those weeds had been mowed any lower by the creek edge, he would have been wet, but luckily they saved him.
5 feet shorter, he could have been in the basket also. That was really
That's
close.
true. That was really close. And John also got the skip off the ground. Not as big, though, because he didn't hit the path. So here's Tyler for his 2. That's a smart play.
That's a smart play. Yeah, just like I said, don't ask yourself for too much. You know, you'll start getting into bad scenarios and whatnot.
So here we have you for your 2. And another great putt. Just knocking them down.
That one was to me that one was a bonus. Like I got through that tree. Justin stayed safe as well, so he knocked down his 2 as well.
That was a good birdie for him.
We have
John with a good birdie for him.
Kyle Griffin watching from afar, trying to figure where everyone's out so he can put his game into perspective and see where he's going to sit at coming to these last few holes.
And Joey with a nice birdie there. Tyler cleaning up his par. Always feels bad when you're the one left out of the star frame.
Yep, I agree. You don't want that to happen to you.
And he's hanging pretty close to you guys. He's trying real hard not to get left out of that next card.
Yep. Hole 17, par 3, 270 feet. This one has a really fast green as well. I threw my overstable mid here. And I got nervous on the skip and the roll. It checked up safe though, so I was pretty happy just not to start messing up towards the end of the round.
I really liked these 2 holes because all I had to do was go to the other side of this bridge, and you guys had to walk all the way back. So for once, I didn't have to take off running. It was kind of nice.
Yep, just get prepared.
Here's Justin. Looks like that's going to work out really well for him.
Yep,
slide right up there.
The lower controlled shot with the putter, you really don't get the really big flares. I think John's throwing a gator here, slightly long into that back tree. Once they're throwing the premium plastic on these, your skips are bound to be a little bit higher than with a base plastic type of disc.
Yep, that's true. Those base plastics tend to grab the ground a little more. They don't tend to flare out as much.
Unless you do that and you throw it high, that kind of helps with the hyzer, crashing right into the hill.
Yeah, it limits your skip also because it'll just spike in, kind of dig. So Tyler's just outside the circle for his putt. Oh, good try.
Yep. Once again, just not asking for too much. This is where I stayed in bounds.
Great putt. That's more uphill than it looks. That was probably 5 or 6 feet above your head there.
Yep. Justin on the counterpart, he gets, the eye level basket.
Joey just about the same as Justin, just from the other side. It's a good par.
I think Tyler's going to follow suit there.
Yep, drop in his par there. Moving on to the last hole of hole 1. Looks like you have Joey by 3 going into this hole. Tyler's back at him by 4. So this one's 438. Those bushes right in front of you really affect your line, I think.
Yeah, I agree. These 2 trees also, you really have to make a decision on if you're going to turn it over in between those trees or if you're going to play on the outside. Right out of my hand, I knew it was going left. I didn't really put a good move on it. I was undecided off the tee box, so I fell pretty short on the hole.
That's still not a bad look, though. This is a pretty long hole, so giving yourself a chance at a 2, even an outside one, is a pretty good spot.
Yeah, that's the line you want right there. Just over to the right, slightly in between those trees, and just let it fall left.
It's a pretty long hole. If you want to get there, though, that takes a really big throw to get all the way there with that outside line.
Yeah.
I think Justin was a little low there, needed to get it up a little higher, and he'd have been in better shape.
John
threw it low as well.
You got to make sure that, goal one is to get over the bushes, and then, then make sure your disc can do the rest after that. See, here's the high hyzer that I was talking about. Tyler has the arm for this, and he throws it really well. He gets, the nice jump and a roll. I'd say he's 20 feet.
Yeah, that's a great look. This is not an easy hole to get all the way there on. It takes a really big throw to go around that hyzer line. That's a good up from him from back there. Here's Justin just laying up.
So, yeah, I think I was maybe around 50 feet. I didn't want to sail or, anything like that. So I gave it a good run, tried, and, worst that could happen really is to stay close. So.
Yeah, you don't want to give it away there at the end.
Yep.
Here's Tyler for his 2.
Be happy with what you got. Tyler wanted that one.
Yes,
Make sure
did.
he gets on the top card for the next round.
John trying to save his par here. Oh, he really wanted that one. He didn't want to put that low.
I think after it's all said and done, that's what separated him from being back on the next round with us as well. He wasn't really happy with that shot, but he wasn't going to let it get the best of him either. So he hung in there, fought back, and played well.
That was a really good 2 from Joey there.
Yep.
Good par by Tyler and Justin and you. Way to finish that round out. So we're ending the first round at Andrew at 15 down, Joey at 13 down, Tyler at 8 down, and Justin and John tied at 5. And we'll have round 2 coming for you real soon. Thanks for joining us.
All right, thanks again, guys. Appreciate it.